What is going on, everybody? This is Twigger here with another high ELO commentary game. I'm going to be commentating on Curse StVicious. He is the jungle player for Curse Gaming, but as you guys can tell, there are actually a couple really big names in here. Scarra, the AP mid player for Team Dignitas. There's also Nien in here as well. It's a pretty big game here, very high ELO game here. The reason I really wanted to cast this game was because I noticed that StVicious was playing a jungle Sona. You heard me right, it's a jungle Sona. So I'm very curious to see how this goes. I did miss the first fight, and for that I do apologize. For a lot of you who don't know, I don't do my my replays, my high ELO casts off of LOL replay because it's currently being very buggy on my computer. I don't really know how to fix it. So this is just a game that came up on my ranked stream, the featured stream, and I joined the ones that are not very far in, so hopefully I can catch a lot of the early game action and get a full game out of it. So I did miss the first blood. It looks like it was an invade because, as we can see, there are so many assists on StVicious' team. Everybody with an assist, and Tristana with the kill, and it was a kill onto Jana. So what I'm assuming from the way that it looks, that nothing happened down here. It was just a kill from Draven onto Sona. Maybe it was a invade on the bottom lane or something like that, or somewhere in the jungle. But sorry I missed that, guys. But hopefully this will be a good enough game that you guys will stay in and watch. So we'll just press play here and actually see how this game goes along. It is very early in the game. It literally nearly just started. Apparently Java wants to update on my computer, but hell no, not yet. I'm in the middle of doing something Java, doing something far more important than updating you. So, I haven't seen a lot of competitive Syndra play. Whoa, my mouse just clicked there. Oh, dear sweet God. Sorry, I have to watch that again because I don't think there will ever be a chance of this getting boring. Oh, poor StVicious. So, remember that whole thing about me being confused about jungle Sona? That might have been the explanation why. It was kind of interesting to see that neither Scarra on Syndra or Barnacle on Jace really stayed to give StVicious a really powerful leash. You see if somebody's playing like a jungle Alistar, it really does help to have a very big leash onto that blue buff, because without blue buff, somebody like jungle Alistar is really not all that powerful. And I can just imagine how much worse Sona is. You can see, look at how much damage she's taken just from wolves. Hasn't even taken down the big wolf yet. So, did finally manage to kill it. There was a little attack down here, so I was too busy paying attention to the hilarity that is the Sona jungle. So, just a little bit of engage, the healing debuff from Tristana onto Draven. And look at that, they do have a support Morgana doing quite a bit of damage. There's a flash out by Jana, but Tristana is going to be able to chase this one down for the kill. There's the Dark Binding for the kill from FBL Luxie. Very nicely played on their part. I'm starting to see a little bit more support Morgana. Really actually quite a powerful champion. Oh, geez. So Nunu is coming in here for the gank. Does know that Tristana is very low, but Nunu has to play this very carefully. Okay. So they aren't choosing to engage on this. They were both quite low, so if they had chosen to kind of stay around and have a fight. Great black shield by Morgana, did not get slowed by that. But as you can see, the red buff's going on, and Nunu is probably going to get taken down here. There goes the flash. Tristana has her rocket jump up in 2 seconds, but I don't believe she does have enough mana now, but looks like Nunu's just going to scurry on out of there and not really do anything in this bottom lane anymore. So one of the things that you do have to be worried about with that support Morgana, if she can bind you, the damage that Tristana can throw out is quite immense. And especially if you're relying on that consume for the heal, if you're in the middle of a fight, the healing debuff that Tristana is going to put on you is going to make that pretty much ineffective. So up in the top lane we have Jace versus a Xin Zhao. I haven't seen this matchup too frequently. It's not one that I get to see very often. I would assume that Jace would have a standard advantage because Jace is just such a powerful top laner. Really kind of waiting for Riot to figure that out. He's just so dominant in his lane. Does an incredible amount of damage, and with that acceleration gate, really just look at that. So Xin Zhao just kind of jumps in to damage him, which is the strength of Xin Zhao, that he can just jump on his opponent. He has another engage on here, but good amount of damage. I would say that Xin Zhao definitely won the trade on that. And here comes Nunu. His acceleration gate is down, so he is going to have to burn that flash. And good God, I am missing action everywhere. I am sorry, folks, but so just kind of seeing, I'm just going to rewind it a little bit further so we see how this all got built up. So Orb took a little bit, Orb Nien took a little bit of poke from Scarra, and now Scarra does have those balls out there. Once again, just taking a lot of damage here. So Scarra wasn't even level 6, didn't even have his ultimate to burn on that fight, but still ended up getting him down with a really nicely timed ignite and a stun on him. So very nicely done by Scarra, just showing kind of what Syndra I don't really see very often, because I just find she's not an overly powerful mid lane champion. But, you know, in a professional's hands, I guess she can really do quite a bit of work. That Dark Binding just barely missing on Draven. Probably would have been dead if he had hit that. So, StVicious coming in here just to soak up some of this solo lane experience. Because as you can see, he's level 3. He's quite behind this Nunu by 2 levels. Trying to figure out what kind of runes and stuff StVicious is using. Look at the damage on him. Trying to heal himself up, but he doesn't have much AP. And Nunu, oh, there's the flash, but is this going to be enough? Oh, the shield from Nien. I don't know if that that tower attack was going to be enough to take him out, but it certainly would have been close. But I'm just wondering, it looks like StVicious has 63 armor, just with a cloth armor, so I'm assuming he's running quite a bit of armor in his runes. Maybe some movement speed. He is quite fast, but you know, I don't know exactly what he's running. My main suggestion for those of you who want to know the runes and masteries for jungle Sona is don't play a jungle Sona. You can obviously see StVicious is arguably one of the best junglers in the game, and he's struggling this much as jungle Sona, and dear God, I cannot seem to figure out a damn thing when it comes to these lanes. So I believe it was just a Dark Binding. Oh, there's the ignite down by Tristana, and there it goes. So I wonder if this ignite is going to be enough to take down Tristana. No, it is not. Oh, 20 HP. So quite a sad sight for Draven to see. One thing that you do need to note, and what a lot of people don't really realize, is how... God damn, people! Will you stop fighting, or at least fight in the same lane that I'm looking at? So once again, Scarra just kind of showing his dominance here. Gets that stun off. A lot of damage, and there's the... Oh, dear God, that ultimate damage. So just getting that really nice stun off of Syndra, pushing that projectile right into Orb Nien, and stunning him, making sure he lands that tossing orb ability, and then that ultimate just really burst him down. Didn't even have to use Ignite or anything like that, just enough flat damage to take him out. So as we can see, it's really just kind of a farm fest up here. See, every single time that Xin Zhao jumps in on Jace, he just knocks him back. Now, Xin Zhao does have a lower cooldown on his Audacious Charge, as we can see, just kind of jumps in. So Jace isn't always going to be able to knock him back, and that's what Xin really needs to do. He needs to abuse the fact that his charge ability has a far shorter cooldown than Jace's knockback and his acceleration gate. So he needs to really abuse that, constantly be doing damage to him, and hopefully that'll be enough to kind of take down this Jace. A lot of damage going down on Tristana and onto Draven, but Tristana just got back into lane. She literally just returned and already took that much damage, and Janna wasn't even there. So great Morgana binding. Just a great Morgana binding. But that Janna shield is going to save her. Tristana taking a huge amount of damage. The Buster Shot is out onto it, but there goes Morgana to get that last auto attack off to kill her. And there's the ultimate pop by Morgana onto this Janna. Is Janna going to have enough to kill Tristana? No, she will not. So great ultimate there by Morgana, taking Janna out. StVicious once again getting very low, but he is level 5. Nunu is at level 7, so he's still very far ahead. Nunu is coming up here. It looks like they want to tower dive this Jace. Zin's going to be tanking the turret, but that Absolute Zero is going to cast, and boom, there it is. Jace actually knocking Xin Zhao out of tower range, so I think Xin is kind of thanking Jace for that one. Might have worked better. I don't know if it would have been possible, but it might have been better if Jace was able to knock Xin Zhao into tower range, because he was already tanking the turret. Jace did have his... No, he didn't have his flash up. I was going to say maybe if he flashed over. So there's a snowball onto Scarra. Scarra stunning, knocking back Nunu and stunning Orianna. But there's a great ultimate by Orianna, making sure that Scarra does not get away. So Orb Nien showing his skill on Orianna and just making sure that he can still keep up with Scarra's Syndra. But here comes StVicious trying to take out Xin Zhao. It's not going to happen, Saint. I hate to say it. And I missed the kill down here. like I normally do. So, as we can see, Tristana is alone, so surprising that she's being that aggressive against somebody like a Draven. And she's just going to go straight balls deep onto Draven. So now she's so low, and Nunu just comes right on in. So there goes the Dark Binding. Here comes the Black Shield, but nowhere near enough. So very surprised, actually, to see Tristana go that aggressive onto Draven when she was alone and didn't really have sight of Nunu. She knew that Nunu was middle because they had just killed Scarra, but very, very risky, aggressive play. And it didn't pay off this time, so not a very good thing. The thing about having such an early game lead on Tristana, having that 4 kills already, is that Tristana is just a late game terror. I think one of the main reasons for that is she's going to get the same kind of items as a normal AD carry, but she has that Q ability, that rapid fire ability, which increases her attack speed drastically. And a rocket jump, being able to use that for utility if she gets a kill or an assist, resets that rocket jump cooldown, and you can get in a fight, you can escape a fight, you can chase down opponents. Like, she just becomes an absolute terror in the late game. And as we can see, Tristana's kind of building pretty standard. She's not going hyper aggressive, she's kind of playing safe, but making sure that she can keep up with Draven in that damage by getting that pickaxe. Sometimes you'll see other AD carries do the double Doran's Blade with their Berserker Greaves and a Vamp Scepter, and then kind of wait it out in lane and farm up enough to get their BF sword. But obviously Tristana is feeling not necessarily inadequate, but Draven is posing at least a bit of a competition. So there's the Morgana out onto this Janna. Great amount of damage onto her. The CC given by Morgana, and there's the rocket jump cooldown. Tristana's going to do her best to take down Draven before Draven takes down her, and she does manage to take him down. So very nicely played by those two with Morgana as that support. They just have so much CC, and the lucky thing about that was that the wall was there to catch Janna after Tristana's ult. There's nothing much worse than ulting if Tristana blew her ultimate and knocked Janna out of the Morgana ultimate. Just ruins the entire thing. StVicious is going to come in and face check this right into a Nunu and a Xin Zhao. Not a hope in hell you're getting away from that one, Saint. Sorry about that, but not much you can do about that. You face checked a brush, and you had absolutely no vision. I can only assume that StVicious... No, he doesn't. Well, he has his wriggles. So he's going... Is he going AD jungle Sona? Oh, this is just fantastic. Well, yeah, he's got 94 attack damage, so it does look like that's what he's attempting to do. I have never seen it done. I've heard about AD Sona before, but normally I see it in the bottom lane or something along those lines. Here they go in onto Scarra. Is Scarra going to put down an orb and try to stun people here? He needs to play this very well. So Janna did not land her tornado. But there's Jace with the acceleration gate, and there's the stun beautifully onto all 3 of them. So the thing about Syndra, she just has such a great disengage. So Draven having to flash out of that Morgana Dark Binding, and Morgana already has a very early Oracles. 13 minutes into the game, and the support has already purchased an Oracles, so going to give them a lot of presence. Are they going to be able to take down this ward before it disappears? No. So unfortunate that she didn't get that 25 gold, but I do believe she knows that they put something in here. So great placement by the red team to get that ward down and still have Vision of Dragon, because Morgana is not checking it. Scarra did end up dying. I believe he just got tower dove. I will rewind just for any of you who kind of want to see what just happened there. So Xin Zhao really making a habit of just kind of sitting in this brush and really wants to camp Scarra. Scarra is 2-1-1 with 102 CS, so really keeping up with this Orianna, but the tankiness of Xin Zhao right now. Giant's Belt and a Chain Vest. The tower barely doing anything to him. So he's going to be very scary in the future. StVicious now trying to do whatever he can onto this Draven. The support and StVicious getting caught here. There's a Morgana ultimate right after the Sona ultimate. So a great ultimate there. Xin Zhao is in the mix of this though. It's 3-on-4. And Morgana's going to be taken down by this Nunu. And Tristana did actually manage to take down 2 people. What an attack. So I'm just going to rewind that just so I see. I was following Morgana a little bit. I really want to see what Tristana did to take down these 2 people. So Morgana blows that ultimate right after Sona's ultimate, so she does manage to land the stun. a great job by that. And then Tristana just jumps right in. So boom right onto this Draven, resets her rocket jump, boom right onto Janna. So a great deal of damage done. But look at Nunu and Xin Zhao are just so tanky, and here comes Orianna trying to take down Tristana. Tristana does manage to flash away, but Orianna is right on the chase and does manage to shut down Tristana. So Tristana's doing very well. She does have 7 kills, 2 deaths, and 3 assists. So going to be a very, very scary person to deal with later on in the game. Jace is managing to poke down Nunu quite a bit, and this dragon is doing a lot of damage. There's the flash by Jace, but the flash also came out by Nunu. Is that ignite going to be enough to take? Jace does take him out with that ignite, so not necessarily worth it. Actually, you know what? Jace did get the shutdown onto Nunu, so I will say that that's worth it. The enemy team did get more assists from that, but with Jace getting the shutdown bonus onto Nunu, certainly getting more gold than the rest of the enemy team. But the red team did manage to secure that dragon. So as we can see, there's about a 2,000 gold, just over a 2,000 gold lead on this red team. So even though the blue team is ahead by 3 kills, that dragon and also that top turret, Xin Zhao took that so early. So maybe that is kind of the answer to Jace in lane. I've always hated going up against Jace because I just find him such a well, I'm not going to say well designed, because I really don't like him. I think he's a little bit too powerful. He's nearly impossible to gank with that acceleration gate. The main thing that counters him is kind of sustain, or this ability to trade with him really well. And I can't think of any better trader other than somebody like Jax than Xin Zhao. So Xin has been able to kind of shut down Jace here. I'm just going to follow Morgana here for a second, because it just occurs to me that I actually have not set. I forgot completely. So here's the ultimate blown by Morgana. I was glad I was in this bottom lane. The ultimate is going to go off on both champions here. There's the ultimate down by Graves. Tornado up onto Tristana, but they are going to take down Draven with no problem at all. I think I said Graves at one point. That was not what I meant to say. Xin Zhao jumping onto StVicious here. StVicious does get the ultimate off, and Xin Zhao is now in a precarious situation, and Jace does manage to shut down that Jace. So kind of exactly what StVicious needs at this point. He needs to take part of a lot of assists, and make sure that he can make his presence a little bit more known, because he's 0-4 right now. Really does not have great itemization. The enemy team should not really be scared of StVicious right now. Bottom lane did manage to take out this bottom turret, but the red team did actually respond with getting this middle turret down from Scarra's Syndra. So once again, I'm just going to follow Morgana here while I set this up. I completely forgot that this was an option now, that you could set up what am I trying to say here? The champions to exactly how you want them, and to kind of match up in lane, so you can really easily see how the lane matchups are doing. The support should be together. What am I doing? Come on, figure this out. Figure this out. The jungles are together. There we go. It's finally all matched up. I should probably put these guys at the top just because they are at the top, and I should probably switch these two just because. There we go. Now it's a little bit prettier. So Tristana is picking up this red buff. StVicious is allowing that to happen. StVicious is now level 9, so he's not yet in the double digits, but he has actually caught up, if you guys can see. Janna only sitting at level 8, Draven sitting at level 9, and Nunu sitting at level 10. So StVicious actually almost level 10, so he's actually caught up quite nicely for being dead so many times. Great binding out onto this Orianna. So for those Morgana players out there who want to play a little bit more Morgana, that's what you have to do. As you can see, that Orianna kind of stutter-stepped a little bit to try to make it more difficult for Morgana to hit that bind. But Scarra is now walking right into Xin Zhao, and let's say just decide to engage on this fight. There's the ultimate by Morgana onto Nunu. That's going to cancel his ult, but Syndra does get taken down, and now Xin Zhao is just going to be able to wreak havoc onto StVicious. They are trying to chase down this Morgana. I don't know if they'll get her. They will pick her up with Draven, and they are actually going to take down this Sona as well. Xin Zhao is just so tanky. He can just stand under turret for so long while he dives those things. Already has a Sunfire cape. And now is that ignite going to be enough to take down Xin Zhao? It very well might be. No, it is not. 35 health, so Jace is probably a little bit pissed off about that. Nunu also escaping with about 200 health, so that Janna shield managing to save that Xin Zhao. So I would not be very happy if I were Jace right now, but Draven is going to stay here because Jace is at such little HP and take down that second middle turret. So they've taken down 2 turrets in the mid lane, 1 turret up top. It's currently 3 turrets to 2, and they haven't actually extended their lead really by all that much. It's still just above 2,000 gold. So just going to kind of look at what the farm is doing while I follow Draven here while he CS's and hopefully catches these bouncing blades. Syndra's sitting at 145 to Orianna's 193. So Orianna has started to make a comeback in the mid lane scene. You didn't really see her very often a few months back until she got a little bit of not a rework, but kind of buffed. So she is starting to make her way back in competitive play. I know watching the Season 2 matches that were going on, there was a lot of talk about Orianna and how she was like 100% in the tournament thus far. So a very important character, offers a lot of utility to your team with those shields, with that shockwave, that CC that she gets, great amount of damage, the speed and the slow. So it's quite an important champion to have on your team. StVicious, I don't know what you're thinking of doing. Why are you running into Xin like that? And there you go. He's just destroying this team. So he's getting caught out a little bit now. The ultimate from Morgana is on him. Does end up stunning him, but there's a shockwave over the wall by Nien. And Xin Zhao is just, once again, he's sitting there just taking everybody. Nunu's ultimate just blows up Jace. And there you go, there's the ace. So that was a 5 for 2, and it was a triple kill from Orianna. Not the person you wanted to give this to, because if you guys don't notice, I was just talking about the CS 153 for Scarra on Syndra, Scarra is known for his farming ability. He always farms so well. But Orianna, Nien is sitting at 209. It's only 21 minutes into the game, so his farm is just incredible right now. And with that triple kill, it got him to 534. So, and look at the damage once again going on to StVicious. He's not tanky. He doesn't do a lot of damage. I don't really think that StVicious should ever play Jungle Sona again. I really don't think it's all that viable. And now, I'm sure that Stonewall would probably say otherwise, that you can jungle any champion. Obviously, you can. He did manage to jungle. This is very scary for the enemy team, because if they manage to land a couple kills here, but they don't. I was going to say, if they did manage to land a couple kills here, they could have opened up the opportunity to do Dragon. But now Tristana is being very ballsy against 3 members of this team. And here comes Nien. Just look at the damage going down from Nien onto all 3 of these champions. So, Orianna right now, very, very scary. So there's the ultimate by, Orianna. So just using that ball. And there's another triple kill. So that's 2 triple kills in a row. I feel like I'm watching Ocelot. So, great play using that ball for the vision. Once again, just the utility of Orianna. Just being able to see where the enemy team is, scout them out, and make sure you can time your ultimate properly. You don't know how many times when I've played Orianna, I whiff that ultimate just because I feel like I'm going to hit somebody, but then I don't. And once again, here's Xin Zhao diving on the turret. And look at how long he's standing in there for. He decides to just switch targets and try to kill Scarra. But now he is taking a lot of damage, but there goes StVicious. Finally, Xin Zhao gets taken down, but another kill going on to Orianna. So, you've now got an Orianna with the highest farm in the game by far. The next closest person is Xin Zhao at 161. She has over 70 CS on the next highest person. And now she's sitting at 936. So even if she didn't have that CS, she'd be absolutely destroying. There's the ultimate by her again onto the solo Morgana. Morgana has to blow her Shirelius. And look at that, just kills her right before the ultimate can even go off. So 1036 now. So my mistake, I said the wrong number with 936. She's now 1036. So Orianna just absolutely dominating this game. You can now kind of tell why she was such a prime pick to get in Season 2, not the finals, but the Season 2, well, I guess the finals tournament, I guess the qualifiers, the semifinals, quarterfinals, all that, because she offers so much utility to your team, and the burst that she can do. not even sitting with a death cap. I want everybody to kind of notice that. She does not have a death cap yet. She's only sitting at 278 ability power, and the damage that she's already putting out is just outstanding. So she's probably going to go and finish that death cap next, and her AP is just going to shoot straight up. And then she's just going to be, you're not going to be able to deal with her. She's going to be doing so much damage, and the shield is going to shield for so much. It's so difficult to deal with. How much is her shield now doing? Like 350. So, so much shield with so much damage. Draven getting attacked down here, but Draven is quite fast, so I feel like I've been talking about Orianna for enough. She's obviously proven her worth. Nien is just playing a incredible game with her. Looking at the rest of the farm, just so we can kind of get an idea of where people are sitting. Jace is losing to Xin Zhao by about 30 CS, but Xin Zhao did take his turret very early, and Xin has just been able to roam. He's so tanky, and he's just been able to turret dive Scarra, sitting at 738. And Jace is sitting at 442. So Jace is doing quite well himself. I can't even follow Nien anymore. What the hell happened there? How would you die down there? Oh, StVicious, what are you doing, pal? Like, I do really like StVicious, but man, he's just getting dominated this game. Oh yeah, there's a Nien. So there's the speed up. StVicious' speed up is not enough. We're going to throw down, land that ultimate, bring him right back, and boom. Game over. Sorry, Arcade Sona. Sorry. So, once again, just going into the CS. So, Xin Zhao beating out Jace. Took down that tower early. Really kind of dominated him in lane. StVicious is actually... he jungled pretty well, and he did get quite a bit of CS, because he obviously wasn't getting many assists to actually help his team out. Sitting at 0-9 compared to Nunu, which is 5-3-11. So pretty easy to say which one I would rather have on my team at this point. As we saw before, over 100 CS exactly Orianna is beating Syndra by. It's not an easy feat to beat Scarra in CS. That's takes a pretty special person to do that. And here we are. Red team is just duoing Baron. As we can see, they have it pink warded, so there's no sight from blue team. So they're completely oblivious to this. Here comes Janna to give them a hand, and it looks like Draven's coming as well, just to finish up this Baron a little bit more quickly. But they didn't even really need it. They could have taken this down completely by themselves. Finally, the ping goes down by the blue team, but it's far too late for that one. They didn't even need Nien. Nien was just bot lane farming, making sure that that lane's pushing. Morgana having to use this Shirelius. Does get knocked up. It was a great binding onto Draven to try to stop that aggressive attempt. But there's the ultimate by Sona. There's the ultimate by Morgana, but she's going to get taken out before that stun even lands. So it's just so much damage coming out of people like the Xin and the Draven. And just jumping in, and he flashes in just to get that knock-up onto Jace, so that way the rest of his team can catch up. Shirelius pop by Nunu to make sure that they can catch up. Xin Zhao is so fast right now. The ultimate going down, hitting that Tristana, and it looks like Jace is going to be able to clean that one up. But no, the Buster Shot comes out of Tristana, and now they're just going to sit happily and take down this inhibitor. So free inhibitor, they got the free Baron completely uncontested, and Orianna just sitting here taking down... Sorry, I do want to see this, because now I'm just laughing at how much burst damage Orianna is doing. So Orianna just kind of comes down here, full health, full mana, doesn't really give a flying F about anything. Boom, just one little combo, attack and dissonance, and bam, enough damage to take out Scarra. And if I would not be surprised, there goes StVicious once again. Nien just owning as Orianna, and I would not be surprised to see this as the end of the game. Nunu does not get taken out, and Nien actually manages to take down Morgana for a last little pride kill. So what looked like a pretty even game at the beginning ended up snowballing completely out of control once Orianna got those 2 triple kills in the mid lane. It just snowballed her insanely out of control. She got that death cap. She got that haunting guys. She even got a sheen. Like, she just became this monster, and her CS was just incredible. 281 in 27 minutes and 30 seconds. So just an incredible feat by Orianna. More than 10 for every minute. So very well played. Very high ranking people in here. Scarra, Curse StVicious, and Nien especially. Very glad I could cast this game. It was a very good game, but hopefully, the reason I was casting this was for Jungle Sona, but hopefully you guys kind of see that Jungle Sona, even by a professional jungler, is not an easy task to actually make successful. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this game, and I will see you guys in the next high ELO commentary.